Great Sunday morning. Hopefully you're having a beautiful start to yet another worship day. I just shown my son a story that has been going on. I heard about it first on the BBC, the British Bureau. It's an international news organization. And with everything that's going on with the virus, he was like, how come we're not hearing about this? So just backstory. Last year, was fundraising with my alma mater, my high school. We were preparing to go back to West Africa to build houses, build schools. And during this fundraising, even the car wash and everything, I just didn't have 100% clearance about it. And well, anyway, we're not going. And it's because that we didn't get enough funds or what have you. Then I was trying to go to South Africa. And if it was the Lord's will, we would have been leaving next week. But again, that trip was canceled, and thank the Lord I didn't put money down on it. But something is happening in our mother country, Africa, that you don't hear about. There is a plague of locusts. Right now, if you pull it up, last month, even as the beginning of the year, January, there were 100 to 200 billion, not M, billion locusts in the East Africa, like Kenya, around that area, locusts in that area. So you would see pictures and you can't even see the ground. You would see a person and it's like they're covered all with these look like grasshopper beans. And I said, Lord, what's going on? My son was like, what do you think is going on? Well, listen, today's chapter in Proverbs 21, I know people do not want to use the word judgment, that 8-letter J word. But listen, we are here to do the work of the Lord. And in verse 15, it says, it is a joy to the just, the people who are walking upright, to do judgment, to sanitize and sanctify the earth. We are left here to clean stuff up. There's so much disease and filth and craziness and sin. Hello? And it says that, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. We have no time to be playing with what's going on out here. I can't say it's judgment, but I know that God is in control of everything. But we are to do his work while we have the moments left. Hallelujah. Not to scare. No. In Psalms 105, it's talking about how the Lord, sent darkness and he sent famine, right? But the people of God were always preserved. And it even says in verse 34, he spake and the locusts came and caterpillars, and that without number, right? They were saying that if this continues by June, it could be up to 500 billion. And these locusts travel hundreds of millions of miles. And it's to touch, if God doesn't have mercy, it can touch at least 20 countries or continents. We don't have 20 continents, but 20 countries. It says the plague can damage the livelihoods for 1/10 of the world's population, 60 countries. Oh my goodness, people of God, what are we to do? We're to do the work of God. Remember, it's joy to the just to do judgment. And in verse 43 of Psalms 104, and he brought forth his people, his chosen people, just like the plagues before would happen, but his people were separated. And he brought forth his people with joy and his chosen with gladness. Let's make sure that we are his people, the sheep of his pasture, and we are doing his work for his chosen with gladness, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. That means live uprightly. Praise ye the Lord. No fear here. Let's just do the work of God. Let's worship him in spirit and truth, and let's spread his love, you all, and his will. Have a good day.